mean, it only takes a second to just completely throw me off.
Well,
You know,
that's
just
me.
fact.
I do that to people. I have that effect on people a lot of times, so I'm sorry. And I have a pledge, and it is from Gorman Collins Jr. He's my BFF today because we're very close inside this station here today, and he's so good to hospice. He's donated the day for us so that all the money that we make today will go to our patient expense fund, and he's also donated $300. So thank you, Gorman Collins Jr. We appreciate you, and thank you for letting us be here today and for tolerating me.
Well, that's completely okay. You know, you have to understand that I don't see it as that we're doing some, you know, I mean, I think we're doing a great thing of helping, but that's exactly what it is. It's helping. What comes around goes around. You never know when you're going to need something. You never know when somebody else is going to need you. So I pick things. I'm sure I'm like everybody else. I pick things that I want to give to every year, and want to see continue. And you know, it's not a lot, but it's you know, it's something. And if everybody just did a little bit, that would be fine. If everybody did just a little bit, if you donate $50, $100, $25, whatever. There's, you know, we have 100 and, you know, touch probably 100,000 people between everything, with social media, with on the air, with our Twitter and those kind of things. You know, if everybody just did $50 to 10 things a year, we'd be able to solve so many problems.
We would. That's right. You've got to give back, and because you never know when something will come back into your life, and then when it does become very touchy to your heart. So that's why I work at hospice.
Well, that's true, and the thing about it is, it's if I feel like if you don't do something, nobody's going to do anything. You've got to, you know, everybody's got to stand up and say, well, I know I'm just one, but I'm going to start something.
That's right.
So,
everybody's got to do their part and be good every day, all day long. That's what I tell my daughter. Now, Kay, I don't know why I said Kay, but Lisa, I was going to say, okay, Lisa, you had a shout out for your husband that you didn't mention.
I have a shout out to my husband for sending me this nice, encouraging text that he sent earlier that I sounded okay on the air. So thanks, honey.
And Miss Sheena, do you want to tell them a little bit about what's going on there at Big Sandy Healthcare, and then we'll break for weather and news, or weather and something.
weather news, and we pay some bills periodically.
That's right. We got to pay some bills. So take it away, Sheena.
I was just going to talk a little bit about Big Sandy Healthcare. Who is Big Sandy Healthcare? We've been around since the mid-1970s. We are a non-profit corporation with a local board of directors. At the federal level, we're kind of like known as community health centers. We get a portion of our funding from federal grant money. At the state level, we are primary care centers. Now, we have 5 medical clinics. We service a wide area here in eastern Kentucky, Floyd County, Pike County, Magoffin, and Martin counties. We have the Eulaw Health Center. That's in Floyd County. That's formerly known as the Mud Creek Clinic. I know probably a lot of our listeners are familiar with that clinic.
And there was a special lady that started that clinic, right?
Yes, Miss Eulaw Hall. She founded that clinic. She saw a need in the community for better health care, and she has just been a great advocate for the area. She's really just a wonderful lady. She founded the clinic back in the 70s with just like a $1,400 donation and a couple of local doctors who agreed to help out. They ran the clinic out of her home for a little bit. I mean, she converted the bedrooms into exam rooms, the living room into a waiting area, and eventually the patient population was so large that they had to get a clinic.
And you know, hospice started, of course, hospice at the Bluegrass is a nonprofit organization, and volunteers started hospice too. So I've got some volunteers that's going to join us here after this break and tell us what they do for hospice. So, and do you all have volunteers there?
We don't actually. We employ well over 100 people actually at our organization.
And what about there at St. Joe's? Do you all have volunteers?
We do.
Okay. And they're very vital to our organizations, aren't they? So big shout out to all those volunteers that give us their time, and I mean, it's a lot of time and effort. So, and they're awesome. So we couldn't make it without our volunteers. And we're going to break for some stuff, And but you can call and see, I'm very good at radio. Jerry's laughing at me in there. And you can call and make a donation. We'll read it on air. 886-8409. Take it away, Jerry, please.